Beers and Banter, episode 41. We've got Lukey G in the house tonight, former Renault driver. We'll talk a little bit of NRL, I'm sure, AFL, UFC. We may even go down the UFO. I nearly said UFC again. UFO rabbit hole. Let's do it. Woo! As always, we appreciate the support of the team at Gripstar Socks. Gripstar anti-slip socks feature panels that create traction that improves speed, acceleration and stability. Gripstar socks are designed to deliver maximum comfort and flexibility, featuring a breathable mesh design that removes sweat and reduces odours. Perfect for high movement sports, working on your feet or lounging safely at home. Seriously grippy. Lukey G, welcome back to the Sweaty Box.
Matty Burrell, how are you, mate?
Oh, I'm a little bit rusty, actually. I feel a bit nervous.
Yeah, I know. You're a little bit all over the place trying to set it all up.
I don't know. I think I'm worried that Queensland's about to go straight back into lockdown.
Yeah. Look, it's best just not to worry about it because if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. So there's no point stressing before it happens. That's kind of how I do things.
I think the footy teams might, or the footy codes might, we've already got a lot of them based here in South East Queensland. They're going to have to look at an island, I think. Footy Island.
Yeah, well, it could work. It worked for the UFC. It seems to be running pretty well. So, yeah, why not?
I've had a couple of good cards up there.
What's maybe one of those islands that no one ever goes to off the Sunshine Coast? Was it Old Lady Island or something?
What about Bribey? Just go to Bribey Island.
I suppose no one really wants to go there.
Just put some security guards on the bridge.
There's already some there.
Is it?
Yeah, for the Centrelink. They can just switch them over to football and, go well.
So, tonight, I've never had these before. I'm drinking John Boston, the surprise summer ale. Have you ever had these?
I've had the pale ale before. Haven't had the summer ale. It's not bad.
It says on the back, opportunist John Boston voyaged across the Pacific on the HMS Surprise to join the new colony down under. Soon after his arrival, he brewed Australia's first beer using corn bittered with love apple stalks. Named in his honour, this new beer has been brewed in a state-of-the-art brewery and features no corn or stalks, just fruity ale, summer ale. So really nothing like what...
No. So it's nothing like what it used to be. We're just using his name. Anyway,
it was the right price today at the bottle O, so I thought I'd give it a crack.
Yeah, nice.
Check it out.
Yeah, I love those. I love those $10 deals when you've bought a carton. Another $6 for $10. Can't stop it.
I feel like when you buy a 6-pack, it's really an inefficient way to buy your beer. And really the 10-pack is too, but it makes me feel better than buying a 6-pack.
That's fair enough.
Fits in the fridge nice. Cans seem to be the way to go for, when you're doing all the recycling thing, your 10 cents a can. You doing that?
No, I am recycling, but I don't cash them in.
I keep them. I can tell myself it's for the kids, but really... That's just my PayPal money. So what's been happening?
Mate, not much.
You look a bit different to when you were in here last.
I know. I've had a haircut. Probably lost 10 kilos or something. But feeling good. Everything. Yeah, I guess with everything in COVID, I've actually come out the other end all right. So I can't. No complaints over here.
That's good.
Let's just fingers crossed that we don't get a second wave up here and. Yeah, keep those Victorians down south. Yeah,
well, it seems like returning Queenslanders could be the problem as well.
Well, returning Loganers.
Oh, geez, you went there. I'll send your hate mail directly to Luke, please.
Yeah, no worries.
There's a lot going on. I thought I'd call this pod It's Fificial.
Yeah, I heard Titans have signed Fifita. How good's that?
So... The Titans lost to the Panthers on the weekend, but they won the battle for Fifita's signature. There's been a bit of a buzz around town. I was sceptical of the money early on. I'm not sure whether he was worth it or not, but now that it's official, or Fificial, as I like to say, I want to really get behind it. I think it's got to be a positive for the club. Potentially, I've heard it from multiple people now that are already sort of saying, that's potentially the catalyst for young kids to want to play for the Titans on the Gold Coast. So I think it's huge news for the Titans. It could really change the trajectory of the club. It's a lot of money, but, managed properly, Tom Lolo's on similar money, but this makes him, I think, the highest paid forward in the game. And let's hope it really spurs the Titans onto the next level.
Yeah, I think it's got every opportunity to, and I think that's what Titans needs, a superstar.
Yeah.
They need someone to get behind the team, someone to turn up to the game, someone to watch. So, if they can turn up to the games, but you know what I mean?
Before this it was probably Jared Hayne was the biggest signing.
That's unfortunate.
But, yeah, and I don't think obviously we all know that didn't really work out in the end, but we've got him for 3 years at the beginning of his contract. So it's not like we've paid big money for a guy trying to finish his contract. So essentially the next 3 years, Dave Fifita is still going to be playing for his future. You know what I mean? There's no point him coming here and retiring after his time at the Titans. He's going to be coming here and he's still hungry, he's still young. We're getting him in his best years. I guess the hope is that we build a good enough club around him that he stays on after that as well.
Yeah, no. I think positive signs for the Titans, and hopefully it all works out.
I was a little bit disappointed. There's some stalwarts at the club that have really been here for all the hard times, and I would have liked to have seen a few of those stay. It looks like Ryan James is on his way out the door, which that's tough for the club. He's missed the last 2 seasons with knee surgeries, but he's really been the heart and soul of the team for quite a few years. So I would have liked to have seen him be around for the good times as well. But it looks like we've lost him to Canberra. Some of the other news, it appears that Shannon Boyd and Bryce Cartwright will be leaving the club as well, which does free up some cap space for us. Hopefully to be able to surround those guys with some good players. But positive weekend for the Titans, even though we didn't win the footy game.
No, it's good. Yeah, good stuff.
What about the Suns? The Suns went close on the weekend. The AFL's right in the middle of basically a smorgasbord of games. I think there's AFL on the telly every night. I'm not seeing it all, but I did catch the Suns game. I think it was, if I go back, it's Thursday or Friday. I thought they were going to get there. They just got edged out right at the end. I think guys at Rankin took a mark late in the game, and I thought he's going to kick them home, but didn't quite get there. But positive signs for the Suns as well. They're going really well. All the people that have been commenting that they want to see some more AFL content, I'm trying. Stick with me. Got a few people that we're trying to get on the pod that'll help boost the AFL stakes.
Sorry, guys, won't be this episode.
it won't be Lukey. What do you think of the UFC on the weekend?
Yeah, I thought it was good. It was good to see. Whittaker get up. I thought it was a great fight. First round, I thought Darren Till sort of had it over him, and I was like, "Ooh, my money could have gone the wrong way." But no, it was a good fight. It was good to see 5 rounds as well. I was half expecting maybe a knockout there in the 3rd or the 4th, but no, it was good. Yeah, and both fighters were in it the whole time. It's what you want. I did have it. Whittaker 4-1, but like you've said, there's plenty of people that had it 2-2 going into the 5th. So it was a good fight.
Darren Till seems like a good. I think he's got I think he's had his drums in the past, but he seems like a fun fella to watch. I sort of follow him. He's got nothing to hang his head about. It was a tough fight. He ate some serious shots from Whittaker. Yeah. Rob just looked completely different to the fight with Adesanya, which would probably possibly was his state of mind back then. He's come out since, and he nearly quit the sport since that loss because it was all just too much.
Yeah. Do you think a part of it, when he fought Adesanya, he was defending a title. Do you think he maybe went into that fight a little bit too defensive rather than sort of having a point to prove? It kind of seemed like he had a point to prove going into this fight.
Yeah, for sure. He's refreshed. His head's back in the game. He's hungry again. Whereas I think from his interviews, it seems like the crown of being champ was wearing thin. Because once you're champ, you're not just training and fighting. You've got to do all the extra stuff that goes with it. But it was really good to see him get a win. I don't know what's next.
Does that open up the door for an Adesanya rematch?
I would say so, but it depends whether they make him fight Paulo Costa or someone first. Is Adesanya and Costa fighting soon?
No. Who is that?
Is that booked?
I'm not sure. I think Adesanya's definitely got a fight coming up. Is that Costa?
I think I'm not sure if it's official yet, but they're talking about it.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, no, that'll be a good fight. I I know there was that there was one stoppage on the card that sort of.
On the weekend, I didn't. I missed it, but
it.
I saw the headlines afterwards.
Yeah, look, I can see why people are sort of blowing up a little bit about it.
Well, Dan Hardy commentating cage side was yelling it, and Herb Dean has since come out and said it's dangerous for him to do that, particularly in an arena where there's no fans, because the only people that are supposed to be in the arena are professionals, and Herb's actually listening for the doctor to yell something, or I think there was I can't remember who the other official is that can potentially be feeding him information, but
I think it probably looked worse on camera than it was, and it probably didn't help that the commentator was blowing up. But I could definitely see why. Old mate, he's knocked him out, clean hit. The guy who got hit, I can't remember the names. But I think it was one of the early fights on the undercard.
Yeah.
And anyway, he was winning the fight whole way. I think it was late in the third, and boom, knockout. And he's knocked him out. He's clean out. So he's throwing a punch as he's falling backwards, like into midair at no one. And he hits the ground, and old mate's kind of over the top of him, looking at Herb like, do you want me to keep hitting him?
Yeah.
And Herb obviously doesn't know. He hits him maybe 2 or 3 times, and Herb stops it. But I can definitely see how people would sort of feel uncomfortable with that, because he was out.
I think Dan Hardy knew the guy that had got knocked out, so he's obviously, there's a bit of emotion there. He's trying to protect the fighter, and it is important. But, those extra couple of shots could potentially do some damage. But it's
what happens if you're waiting to hit him again, and he goes, comes 2, bang, he's back up. It's fight on. So it always kind of makes you cringe with the UFC when they clearly knock him out, and then they boom on top of him, hitting him. But it's the sport, I guess. You go to the whistle, right?
Yeah.
It's the same as footy. You play till the final bell.
Yeah, it's hard. It's even like, Masvidal cop shit after he knocked Ben Askren out for giving him a couple of extra. He was clearly out cold.
Yeah.
I don't like to see it, to be honest. I think I'd rather see the walk-off, take the shot and
turn around,
But you're right. If they're not out and they spring back up, well, then you look like a goose. But I don't know. More impressive, I reckon, is the walk-off knockout.
Yeah, for sure. But you got to remember, Herb's probably one of the biggest veterans, in the sport when it comes to being a ref. He knows what he's doing. He's done it plenty of times. Yeah, he probably could have stopped a little earlier, but it's not the end of the world. Everyone's all right. So
yeah. F1, you've been staying up late nights?
I've been staying up till about 5 minutes before the race starts, and I've been passing out every time. But
I'm the same. My staying power for late night Formula One since COVID hit has really dwindled. And I don't know if I've made it through a race yet, but I do like the back-to-back, the double headers. I think so. We had the weekend off there at Silverstone, I think, this weekend. Looking like an absolute masterstroke from Ricciardo to go to McLaren instead of Ferrari.
Doesn't it? McLaren having a flyer.
I was one of the people that was begging for him to get the seat when Vettel vacated, but as it turns out, Ferrari are going backwards and McLaren are climbing the rankings. So
you just wait till that McLaren's powered by a Mercedes, and I don't know if you'll be able to stop it. It'll be up there with the top 2 or 3. I think nearly every race. But if this season's anything to go by, get another powertrain in there and see what happens. It could be really interesting. But we've also got these rule changes coming in. What is that, 2022 now?
Yeah, so next year is the same as what it is this year.
Yeah.
But McLaren have got a dispensation because they're not currently powered by a Mercedes. They do have permission to make some changes to their car to fit that new engine.
Ah, okay. Yeah, right. Okay, so if they didn't, they'd have to keep the car pretty much exactly the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And, even with Racing Point, it seems everyone was sort of giving them shit about copying the Mercedes, and it seems to be working out all right for them.
Well, no, the problem is that it's illegal.
I thought they were saying that it is legal if you're doing it off photos.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know how that works, but I think I'm not smart enough to answer that question. But from my understanding is that there's a certain amount of parts on the car that can be the same or can be manufactured or designed for common use.
Yep.
And then there's a few things that are just supposed to be unique to the car. And
okay. You'd think if they were going to change one thing, it'd be on the front spoiler where it's actually a round it's a bit of a it's rounded for like the Mercedes logo.
Yeah.
You'd think they would have at least changed that.
You reckon they would have should have got rid of the logo?
But yeah. Oh, what else has been happening, mate? How's life been happening? How's life been on the Gold Coast?
I tell you what, I'm disappearing down the UFO rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to play you a couple of things because I called it on last year's pod.
Right.
Last year's pod. If I go to it, let me just. I don't even know if this is going to work. Just bear with me a second. So, last year, episode 16, so people can go and check it out if they like. So it's 8th of July, so pretty much 12 months ago. I said this on the podcast.
Yeah.
That's how Trump wins the next election, right? So for those that haven't watched it, this Bob Lazar basically worked at, according to him, a subsection of Area 51 called S4 back in the late 80s, reverse engineering a power source that could create gravity, basically. A lot of the stuff that he got shot down for back then has come out and since been proven true. This is Trump. He's going to come out a week before the next election. It's all real. UFOs, folks. I'll release it all. It's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. We're not sharing it with China. No China.
Very good, Matty. Just loved being there.
So that's it. That's the hook. He's going to go, you got to vote for me. And I'll tell you all about the flying saucers.
Me and
Called it.
So that's me, July 8 last year. This is pre-COVID, pre-everything that's going on in the world. Back then Trump was probably ahead in the polls, all that sort of jazz, but I called it back then. This is Trump last month on his son's podcast. So I've got to credit the Triggered podcast with Donald Trump Jr. Just have a listen to this.
If there's aliens, because this is the only thing I really want to know. I want to know what's going on. Would you ever open up Roswell and let us know what's really going on there?
So many people ask me that question.
I know it sounds almost ridiculous, but it's actually the real question I want to know.
It sounds like a cute question, but it's actually, there are millions and millions of people that want to go there, that want to see it. I won't talk to you about what I know about it, but it's very interesting. But Roswell's a very interesting place with a lot of people that would like to know what's going on.
So you're saying you may declassify?
No.
You'll take it?
Well, I'll have to think about that one, right?
All right. So a couple of weeks ago, I found myself to be the subject of a pretty big meme.
What do you reckon?
Is that not just leaving the bait out there for everyone to go, oh, he's going to tell us? We're seeing articles in the New York Times. So it's not about whether or not you believe in UFOs anymore, because believe's sort of insinuating, and I'm sort of pinching from the New York Times here. But belief is whether or not whether you believe in God, or do you believe in miracles, or do you believe in the tooth fairy? It's no longer about believing with UFOs.
Yeah, here it is.
The government of America, or the Pentagon, has basically released certain documents, and there's certain people that were high level clearance that is basically saying they're studying, or they're looking into I'm not saying aliens, unidentified objects. So I'm certainly no pioneer, and this is a little bit cliche for us to talk about, but I find it fascinating. I think I even said on that pod last year, there's nothing saying that they're aliens. But what if this is that forgotten civilization and they've been hiding from us in the ocean?
Quite possibly.
Because there's talk of these tic-tac aircraft that basically can drop out of the 60,000 feet is where they register them, but they're basically saying they're dropping in from space, hitting the ocean, but not making a splash. They move like a ping pong ball in a glass jar.
Yeah.
So no craft that we could possibly have on Earth. The heat signature does not display any sort of fuel or fumes or exhaust coming out of these things. So they're not propelled the way we would propel an aircraft. I'm not saying aliens are real people, but it's 2020. Brace yourselves for the back end of the year.
Yeah. Look, how much more crazy can it get? What else can happen this year? It's only halfway through.
Touch wood. Don't say shit like that. We're just over halfway.
Just over halfway. Bring it on. I'm ready for it.
Aliens.
Yeah.
I reckon the aliens. would be
Hopefully they're
nervous.
nice people. Maybe they're just waiting for us to get our shit together enough that they can actually make contact.
Well, one of the theories is that they're trying to save us from ourselves. So you know my I don't know if idol's the right word, but someone I look to for inspiration, Joe Rogan. He reckons they're trying to save us from ourselves, like
Yeah,
that they really started appearing after we went nuclear.
Yeah.
So after Hiroshima, that's when
They're like,
you
whoa,
were-
whoa, whoa, whoa,
Hey,
whoa, whoa, whoa.
he's
You're
up.
doing it wrong.
Potentially we're just a farm for them, and they're like, hey, you're gonna damage the merchandise.
Yeah, well, I used to get down the rabbit hole a little bit with it. You know, a few years ago, I don't like to get into it too much anymore. You can just absorb you. But I used to, one of the theories was we're a hybrid race. They kind of went Neanderthals, and then them sort of mixed us together and created just like a civilization just to mine gold, and that's why we have such a love for gold and golden things, because it's super conductive. So they come down every period, whatever the I think what was the planet that sort of comes close enough to us every few whatevers, and anyway,
Your story.
Nibiru?
Hey, that Neo-wise comet is out there at the moment.
Yeah, right. Okay,
Maybe they're on that.
but yeah, and apparently they come down and pick up their gold, off they go, and yeah.
Well, another theory is that potentially all along human civilization, they've just sort of given us a little nudge in the right direction each time. Like, maybe they like, oh, check out this wheel thing, and then and then it was like, oh, check out gunpowder, and then it was, oh shit, they've gone nuclear.
Yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Have you guys seen solar farms?
yeah. Elon Musk has been sent here to try and save the place.
I would not be surprised. He's one weird character, isn't he? I love him. I reckon, don't get me wrong. I think he's great, but yeah, he'd be an interesting dude to have a couple of beers with.
I don't know if he is though. His brain's just
Like constant, right?
yeah
Yeah,
awkward.
I can relate.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I've been on the beers with you. Definitely some parallels there. Do you know what? That's about all I had for tonight.
That's all you had?
Short and sweet.
You know what I had?
What? Oh, you want to throw something out there?
Why not? You know what I
Have
had?
you ever done the 3 questions?
Yeah,
You did.
yeah,
You've
I
done
did.
the 3, the big 3.
Yeah.
Any changes to your answers?
Don't remember my answers.
Okay.
So look, let's just run with what was there.
Previous.
I'm sure I nailed it the first time.
Righto.
This is a lawsuit waiting to happen.
What's that?
I got this ad on my phone last night.
Yeah.
The Big Jack from Hungry Jack's. I ordered one today, and for whatever reason, I was super excited about it. But it pretty much just tastes like a Big Mac, but with Hungry Jack's patties. So I'll save everybody the trip. It's pretty much exactly how it sounds.
So how is that'll end up in the courts for sure.
Oh,
The Big Jack, the Big Mac.
Maybe. Well, I think that maybe they're just taking a dive because they've got all these other companies like recreating the special sauce.
Yeah.
And it's like, I guess Hungry Jack's is like, well, no one sued them.
Yeah. Okay.
Because like, I guess it's like an argument, right? Like cheeseburgers always look the same, no matter like. And when I say look the same, like they've got the same sort of components.
Yeah.
Well, who's to say that you can't build a burger that kind of looks like another burger?
Yeah. But
And call it the Big Jack because it's big, and it's actually big. The one I got I think it was called the Mega Jack. It was like out of like quarter pounder patties. The Big Jack, yeah, Hungry Jack's big, makes sense. That'll hold up.
yeah, that was a crucial bit of information. I'm glad you dropped that.
No
on
worries.
us.
I just thought I'd try and spread that time out a little bit.
Actually, what I wanted to tell everyone, we've got some new hats in stock. So send us a direct message. We will shoot you out an email with our PayPal details. And adults snap. So for all those that were worried their heads were too big to fit into the fitted caps last time, we've gone for the adult snapback. So $22 plus postage. Hit us up. We'll get one out to you. Other than that, you can find us at Beers and Banter on all the social platforms. Please like, comment, share. Let us know your alien theories below. I really want to hear them. And
get out there and buy some Gripstar socks.
oh yeah, Gripstar. Get some of the boys' socks. And we'll see you next week.
Thanks for having me, Matty.
Cheers, mate.
Catch up.
Bye.